Okay, so hopefully you watched the first video where we talk through the introduction to the KOAS, and you've got this set up now, so you've got a tab for each class that you're teaching in this academic year. So we're going to go through how this section works in this video. Now in the top left corner you'll see this block of green cells. This is where we can choose what our room's seating layout. Okay, to fill this in, you just need to fill in seat numbers. So the best way to think of it might be, well, I mean, it's entirely up to you, but I like to think, if I've got a row of 4 here, maybe I'd number those 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. And then if I've got another row of 4 behind them, that might be seats number 5, 6, 7, and 8. Oh, there we go. 6, 7, and 8. Now what we can't do is add another seat directly above or below another seat, because that's where our student data is eventually going to go. So let's just delete these. I've got a seating plan layout that I've pre-prepared, so I can just copy and paste it in. Okay, and you'll see in the bottom right here, this is where our seating plan eventually ends up. This is now matching the layout that we've got here. So the seat numbers aren't over here, but this tells our spreadsheet where those seats are going to be. Once you've filled in this layout, you can just hit the Create Seating Plan button, which is just up here. That just hides that section. So now we can see this is my seating plan here on my spreadsheet. So the next thing to do would be to import some student data, okay? Because I've got my seating plan layout, but I can't put students into those seats without the students. So if we scroll over to the right hand side, we've got a table here where we can enter student details. Now this I always copy from Sims, I download it from Sims, it goes into a spreadsheet, and I copy it across. Which I was doing anyway. I was putting this data into a mark sheet or something like that. Now I'm going to put it into this table, and then I shouldn't need to touch most of it again for the rest of the year. So again, just for speed, I've got some made up information that I'm going to plonk in here. So there we go. Now I've skipped some of the extra pieces of information for now. I'm just showing you the bits that we need to know to be able to do the seating plan. Move back to the left hand side again. We can see we've got the list of names on the right, so they are all my students, and they've got numbers next to them. And the reason for that is we are going to use these numbers to allocate students to seats. So on the left hand side we've got the seat numbers, and then we've just got one that's called number. And this is where we're going to put the student numbers in. So the default is 99, that means it's an empty seat, so you can leave any seats that you want to remain empty as number 99, but otherwise we can put student numbers in here. So nice and easy to begin with. So I've put numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Obviously they don't have to go in order, they are going to be in whichever order you decide to seat your students. However, what you can see is that next to my student names on the right hand side, their numbers have turned green. That means that they have been entered into the seating plan. Okay, so you can easily see which students have not been entered. And on the other side here, we've got the seat numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they are not in red, but if I make another number the same again, we can see we've got a red box indicating that the same student has been entered twice. So let's change number 5, Elsie, to number 7. The red box around number 5 has disappeared, and now number 7 has gone green over here. So you can see which students haven't been entered into the seating plan because they're not green on this side, and anyone who might have been put into 2 seats at the same time, which would obviously be a problem. You can see that on this side as well. You can also see that all of their data has been passed over from this table as well. So we've got T as their target, pupil premium, English as an additional language, SEND, and their current grade. So all of this information is also in this seating plan. So let's take a look at this one, number 6, for example, Freya, because that's got every piece of information on there. PP, EAL, and K, and 7, her target grade, are all listed above her name there. So this is why we can't have 2 seats directly above each other. And that gives us lots of information just at a glance, just by looking at the seating plan. Now, her grade comes into effect here because she has gone green. Her grade is 8 and her target is 7. So because her grade is higher than her target, she is green. If we look down at Amber, for example, grade is 3, target is 3, so that is on target, so she's gone blue. And if I just quickly fill in the rest of the seats with the other students, you'll be able to see that they go red if they have a grade below their target. Okay, there you go. So I filled the rest in, just filled the numbers from 1 to 25, and you can see red is anyone who's below target, blue is on target, and green is above target. So that helps you see at a glance roughly if you've got any problem areas potentially in your seating plan, and it helps you rearrange them nice and easily. So let's say, for example, I wanted to swap Will, who's in my back row, because he's currently underperforming, with let's say Harry, who is near the front but overperforming. I could have a look, and I can see that Harry is number 8 and I know Will is number 23, so I can just swap those around in the seating plan. And there we go, now we've got Will near the front and Harry has gone to the back. So one other thing before we move on and look at other parts of this spreadsheet is the View Seating Plan button, because obviously you don't want to show this to students because it's got far too much information in and they don't want to be seeing that. So if you click on View Seating, what that does is it creates a temporary sort of copies the position of all the seats, and it creates a new temporary spreadsheet just without any of the extra detail or the color coding. So it's nice and easy. You can go, right, okay, I'll put this on the board and this is where you guys are sitting. The front of the class is down the bottom, so Clive is front and centre, Harry is now in the middle of the back row. And that just creates a temp one down here. You don't have to delete this sheet each time, because what will happen is when you go to view another seating plan, it will delete this and then just create a new one. So there's only ever one temp sheet. It never sort of gets duplicated over and over again. Okay, right, so that's that. Before we go on to have a look at some other stuff, I'm going to end this video because that's quite a lot of information. So the next video will include information about the other parts of this sheet.